Yo, so what up, fam? I'm doing a spark plug exchange on the 2006 Dodge Charger Hemi RT. This is my build, low-key rebuilding it. Anyhow, I'm not too good at these videos. This is my first video, and honestly, this is the first time I ever touch a car. Hate to say it, but how else are you gonna learn, right? So fucking after doing a couple of doing some research, I pretty much learned how to do it. It's a pretty easy job. You just got to be willing to do it. The tools I did use were pretty much I ended up using two ratchets, one with a 10mm socket, because these bolts here are actually 10mm. I didn't have a 10mm socket in hand, so what I did is I had to go out to AutoZone and buy myself a 10mm socket. Also, one thing I did want to mention is I did buy this swivel bar over at AutoZone. It's helped me out a lot during this project. I would encourage you guys to get yourselves one too. This is the apart swivel bar, 3/8 drive. And we'll pretty much, this is the last spark plug. As you guys can see, this needs to be a change, right? So then I'm already like halfway done, a little over halfway done with this. That side's already done with. Now I'm on to this side, but I thought I'd show you guys how to do this real quick. It's really simple, guys. This is my first time doing this, and honestly, it's super easy. But what I need is pretty much because this takes a 13 pound-foot torque, so you don't want to go over that. If you do, you'll get a misfire. I got myself an electrical ratchet. Pretty much it helps me pretty much calculate the torque. For example, I have it preset at 12.5. It won't, if I try to torque it anything above that, it'll just beep, which is actually pretty good. Encourage you guys to get yourself one of these too. So it's pretty easy to get these things off. What you want to do first, the first step is you want to get yourself, obviously you want to get these off. You want to get the ignition coils out, and you're going to do that with the 10mm. Once you do that, you're going to pull the ignition coil out, right? But in order to pull the ignition coil out, you need to pull these plugs off, right? Just like that. Make sure these are good. Once you do that, loosen up these guys. Here, I'll do this one quick. This one's kind of already loose. So you got that out. You want to be careful and pull them out so you don't damage the boots, and you also want to double check that these are not in bad condition. These I'm gonna end up changing probably in about a week or so, but they'll do the job for now. I'm just doing the spark plug exchange for now, little tune up. So you want to make sure that there's no dust in there. Grab yourself a flashlight, aim it in there, make sure there's nothing in there, because you don't want anything going in there. Bad for your engine. With that being said, give me a second and I'll show you guys how to install these. One quick second. Alright, so for these Hemis, it's a little challenging to get these. I've had I've had some challenge taking these spark plugs out. So I actually, what I've been doing is I just literally grab the swivel bar, the socket, spark plug socket, drop it in there, and you gotta angle it in order to be able to take it out. And you want to make sure that before you do that, it is loosened up, and you grab it at an angle, and you just see what I'm talking about. It's kind of hard. Give me a second while I figure this thing out real quick. But what has been working out for me for the rest of these other 16 spark plugs is pretty much just angling this thing out, gripping it with the socket, and then just pulling out, and it eventually comes out with the spark plug. Give me one quick second. I'll be back. Okay, so literally after like 2-3 minutes of trying, what I was telling you guys is you kind of have to figure out what angle. You're gonna have to play around with it, fidget with it for some time until you grab it. But I got a hold of this fucker, and it's finally out. This dude needs some changing, right? So you pull him out. The way I did it was with the spark plug socket, and literally all you do after that is you already want to make since I already made sure that these are okay to go with. I grabbed myself some spark plug lube, tune-up grease, right? You're gonna want to lube them up real quick. Give me a second. So you grab your boot and you literally just go. Right, so then it looks like that. So once you got that ready, you wanna set these off to the side. You wanna set these off to the side. You just have them ready, right? You're ready to go, lubed up and shit. So you got the spark plugs out. Now these are my new ones. Let me show you guys. These are my new ones. These are the ones I'm using. Some Iridium NGK spark plugs, high performance. Quick second. The ones they had here were Champions. Everybody usually gets these. Traditionally, everybody gets the Champion ones. I went a bit. I went unique. Chose something else and a bit more high performance too, and got these over at AutoZone. I think I paid over $10 for each. I'm not too quite sure. I don't remember again. But yeah, I got these at AutoZone. And these are pretty much so yeah, it's these in comparison to these, pretty much. You can tell, right? So you grab and you always want to make sure this end here isn't damaged at all. So once you have verified that, you grab it. You literally, generally, they will align once you toss them. By the looks of it, this one did. And you literally just grab your other one. Do the same thing. Make sure the tip is good, right? You grab it facing down, this part facing down, So it would be like this, the tip facing up, and you would toss it in there, and you can kind of finger it a bit. See? Alright, so once you do that, you want to grab your swivel socket and go ahead, drop it in there. Alright, so it's in there, and you're literally just gonna tighten it up. Tighten it up, 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 tighten it up. You don't want to over tight it, you're just gonna literally get it right on there. See, so I didn't even tighten it at all, I just sat it there. Do the same on the other side. Right? And just do that. Once again, I have myself an electronic I have an electronic torque wrench, right? So then I'm preset at 12.5. So then I'm going to go in there, right? And this will beep. See, I went over. You want to go over 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen it up a bit, right? And tighten it back. And I'm right below it, 12.7. And once again, you can keep it, to be safe, you can keep it between 12 and 13. You don't want to go over 13 though. That's for these, at least speaking, because once again, I'm not a mechanic or anything. I'm literally just doing as I was told, following instructions. Alright, so give me a second while I actually so this one's a little over. Alright, so that's done. Let me pull this out. So then once those things are, you pretty much just grab your socket, take it out. And since you already had, well, since I already had these ready, you're just gonna put them in there. And you wanna make sure that this part is facing up. You want to do it as carefully as possible. Give me a second while I do it. So I got it in, and once you get it in, right, all you gotta do is tighten these 10 millimeters up, plug this in, and do the same thing you did here with the rest, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and finish up. I'll be back once I'm done. And we're gonna start up the vehicle, make sure it has no check engine, the engine isn't shaky. And if it's not doing any of those, if none of those things are showing up or whatnot, then we're good to go. Once again, all I'm using a ratchet, 5/8, 3-inch drive. So what I was doing there was I was loosening up the spark plugs. As you could tell, it requires a certain amount of strength. Once again, if you can't grip onto, I'm not using gloves, but if you can't grip onto, just grab yourself a piece of cloth. In this case, I'm using my shirt. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to loosen up the spark plug. Because it won't come out. Just like I was telling you guys, these ones are a little hard to kind of just, you can't just, and this is magnetic too. This is magnetic, but for some reason they just don't want to come out sometimes. But yeah, 1 second. So here's the trick, man. And I'm just learning, so don't go too hard on me. But the trick is pretty much to get those sockets, those spark plugs all the way out. You just gotta keep twisting, all the way. And eventually, this one, like I'm gonna reiterate, this one is a magnetic swivel socket. So it just, once you have fully untwisted, unbolted, it'll just stick onto. Bingo, just like that. See, just like that. But yeah. Alright guys, so I'm literally just finishing up um, torquing these. And we're almost done. So this is why I'm saying that you want to grab the swivel bar and just go ahead and tighten them before you actually use the torque wrench, because all you gotta really do after that, once you firmly, not too firmly, but once you get him on there, see, like I don't use too much force. You want to bring over this bad boy because it's easier that way. See, like I went over, so I'm just see, you just come through quick and top it off. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and install all those boots, because I kind of messed up and I noticed that I was ending up with 2 extra ones when that doesn't make sense. If I had bought 16 and this takes 16, so now I went back and checked these, and it turns out on one of these I had done everything else, but I just didn't pull out the old spark plug, so then I went back and did that. But anyhow, time to pretty much install all the boots, all the ignition coils back, and we're good to go. Alright, so then bolted everything back. Make sure all these cables are reconnected. Yeah. And this is the build. My hubcap fell off the other day. Take my hat. But yeah, these are. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the car ignited. Make sure all of these are connected. Okay. Oh, and actually something I was going to do before is add some oil. While I'm at it, I had a oil change the other day, we're gonna top it off.
sigo locochón. Y qué bonito se te mira ese vestido negro. Y ese cuerpazo que carga la neta lo quiero, lo anhelo, lo aprecio para mí. Regresa a mí. Oh yeah. Y arriba los esfuerzos regia, señores. Ánimo, plebada.
So there it is, guys. Everything seems to be alright. You come here, make sure there's no check engine. There isn't check engine, there's a tire pressure, but it's all good. No biggie. And yeah, that's that. First time ever doing any type of maintenance actually on a car. But yeah, 2006 Dodge Charger Hemi. Let's get it.